doing numbers. The markets are doing numbers at the moment. Over the last couple of days, it's crazy. Bitcoin doing crazy numbers, and our trades are doing good numbers as well. My Phantom long currently 350% up, and my V chain long 565% at the moment. I did take some profits at 600%. So a nice 6x there. Got to pay myself. I have to pay myself. So taking profits, looking good. All right, so over to Bitcoin. Let's have a look and see what it's been doing since my last video. So in my last video, I was showing the 618, which is this yellow line right here, this yellow bar right there. That's the 618. And we have been on top of that 618, and we have been trying to break out of this monthly swing as well. You can see we was bouncing along it, but we finally broke out. Crazy and unexpected. You can see with these little circles here, when we touched the bottom, we touched it again. I have to admit that I actually put on a short trade. I put on a short trade when we came back up and we hit the 618. When we hit that, I actually put on a short trade on Phantom and rode it all the way down. I rode it all the way down, which wasn't that long, but I looked at my trade. I was currently up 50% on my Phantom short, and I took 20% profits out. And then I moved my stop loss to entry and left it. And to be honest, I thought we was going to come back down. We didn't. We clearly didn't. And it stopped me out when we hit the 50%. It stopped me out here. Or at the 618, I think it stopped me out, and we just ripped. That was it. So I managed to get some profits out, but not much. And we've gone since. We've just gone. And that's how trading goes sometimes. You put on a trade, you get lucky sometimes. But I like to stay safe. I like to pay my profits early, especially if we're going against a trend, because at the end of the day, we're on the 4 hour. If I fling on my Gantt swings, yeah, there it is. You can see the pink overlay there. We didn't take out any of these swing lows. Okay, so this swing low is not lower than that swing low here. So we didn't break any trend. And as they say, the trend is your friend until the end. You know, we haven't broken any trends on the 4 hour. We barely even touch the top of the last swing, to be honest with you, when you measure it down here. So yeah, if you're going with the trend like you should be doing, then we're up. But you know, I thought I'd try and catch a short, because it could have came back down, and I would have been able to catch a bit of the high. And it was me trying to be a hero, really, but it didn't work. But I took some profits, and that's what it's about, really. It's about how much money did you make when you won, and how much money did you lose when you lost a trade? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's the way it goes. But Bitcoin's doing numbers. Look at this. It's unbelievable. And let's scroll down here. Let's have a look at how the alts are doing versus Bitcoin. They're getting demolished versus Bitcoin. Of course. That's how it goes sometimes. I know Render's been doing great numbers versus its Bitcoin value. So if you are in Render on the USDT version, you're doing really well. You are doing really well. But everything else, BNB's holding up actually pretty well versus Bitcoin. But the majority of others are just getting demolished. Link versus Bitcoin, Litecoin, obviously that's just, look at that, you know. What's Matic doing versus Bitcoin? Okay, it's trying to hold up here. So it just gives why I like to look at alts versus Bitcoin, is because of the way my portfolio is structured, right? As I mentioned in my previous video, I have 3 different portfolios. Okay, each with different amounts, each for different things. I've got the majority of my money in this area here, and I hold this position. It's my spot position. I make sure it's safe as well. It's in different in different places, sorry, from exchanges to ledger wallets, and that's to keep it safe. The majority of my money is in here. And then I have a trading portfolio, and in this trading portfolio I've got less money in comparison to my spot portfolio there, and I can trade in and out of altcoins, what I want to do in this portfolio. It's majority Bitcoin and ETH, but much less Bitcoin and ETH than this portfolio. And here I like to trade. Sometimes I like to trade from Bitcoin to Sol to ETH, and so forth. And then I've got my leverage portfolio, which I've got less money in here. And then, as you can tell, I guess that's the risk curve, right? There's the risk. The more you go onto this side of my portfolio, the more riskier it is. And that just allows me to play around with bits and bobs that happens in the market. So I'm able to take advantage of those 6x's and stuff like that. And in the leverage, obviously, you can lever up. 10x I like to do and stay abreast of the market. But yeah, that's what I like to do. So what now? That's the question. What now? What do we do now? What do I do now? What's my plan? So my plan pretty much is to wait. That's literally it. All I can do is to wait. It's broken out. Bitcoin's broken out of its consolidation. It's now confirmed to be consolidation because we was going sideways for a while and then we broke out. You know, it wasn't distribution to where it was distributing and then dropping down. That would have been distribution. We've broken out. So next target is up here. That's the target I have based on the previous bull market way back where. And that comes out at 59.2. We've also got 60,000, which is a psychological level as well. So it's something like that. That's sort of like our next target, something like that. So Bitcoin's got to wrestle with that. It's not nearly as big as what it had to go through here. So let's see what it does. But until it produces a high, I can't back out my fibs yet. I can't back out my fibs. So I don't know where this is going to be. And it could be where it is right now, where it was, sorry, at 57,458. In which case I'd back out my fibs and put it up here. And it tells me where the 50% is. Now, it's dynamic. These things are quite dynamic. This is why certain people just use moving averages instead. But I like to back out my fibs. If this was the top, then a good place to maybe get back in or put on a trade might be on the 50% here, which is at 54.1. Okay, so we got 54.1 here and we got the 618 here. So maybe you might want to put on a trade down here and ride it to the top. And also remember, you might have one lot down here and two lot on the 618. So if it gets to the 50%, maybe you put on a bid there and you also put some more money on there if you think it's going to go up. But I kind of like to stay out of these things, as you know. But, you know, I couldn't help myself the other day. I really couldn't. I was spotting some weakness on the hourly chart. I was trying to be greedy. But I didn't make a profit. I made 20%, right? I made 20%. So that's not too bad. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing going forward. I'm just going to be continuing to monitor what's going on here. But yeah, Bitcoin didn't break any of the 4-hourly swings. So we're still bullish. And you have to go with the trend. Trend is your friend until the end. We didn't break any of these lows. And remember, like, don't forget, at the end of the day, the market always has, like, it always leaves people holding bags. Don't forget this time. Don't forget the other bull market that happened. And when it dropped down like this, it made a lot of people hold their bags. A lot of people are still holding, like, their ADA. Or they're holding, you know what I mean? They're holding their ADA. And it's still down here. It's still way down here. So even though it seems bullish, ADA's got a lot of work to do. Whereas Bitcoin's already come up to its 618. ADA's like 250% away. So that's 2.5x ADA needs to do for some people to even break even. So it seems bullish and it seems like everything's good, but it left a lot of people holding bags. They're still holding their bags, man. So be careful out there. Pay yourself when you can. You know, whatever your strategy is. But yeah, I think the reason why Bitcoin was going up, everyone's talking about, is because Michael Saylor, he bought $150 million worth of Bitcoin, which was 190. He's now got a total of 193,000 Bitcoin. And he's holding true to his word. He said he'll be buying Bitcoin at 60,000, 50,000. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They will only ever be 21 million. It's the most secure network on the planet. Good luck to him, man. He's doing great. For so long he was down and everybody sort of thought he was a bad investor, but he's proven how smart he was and he's in billion-dollar profits. So he's good. And for him to be buying something now, that's unbelievable. So yeah, be safe out there, everyone. Be safe out there. Let me know any altcoins or anything that's been popping or anything like that, what you lot are looking at and all the good stuff. But yeah,